Well, hello there, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful work week. Well, here we are. It is September 1st. You back from vacation? Are your teams back from vacation? Did you get the kids off to school? You ready to get back to work? Yeah, there's little doubt that the last few months have been bumpy for marketing tech in the advertising space. But new data out from the U.S. Ad Market Tracker says, well, we might just be on the beginning of an upswing. And the fall, well, might be just a little more bullish for those of us in marketing and advertising. Is advertising and marketing back in the saddle? Well, let's talk about it. This is 5 minutes of what you need to lead in marketing. Let's roll. Hello everybody, Robert Rose here with the Content and Marketing Strategy News. It's what's new, but most importantly, it's what's important in our world of marketing. And for the best and best practices, get your butt on over to contentmarketinginstitute.com. All right, this summer, well, it has undoubtedly been a bit, I think the technical term is weird in the world of content, marketing, advertising, and technology. It seems like this year was the year that everybody decided to travel in the summer, even though everybody else was also predicting the recession that never seemed to really materialize. But at the same time, there were a whole bunch of very real people, especially in the tech sector, who were really struggling with the cutbacks, slowdown, layoffs, and general kind of, again, another technical term here, ickiness. That seemed to be pervading the whole marketplace. We've all been feeling it, I'm sure. So just in time for the beginning of September, Labor Day, and back to school, well, there's some very interesting news. In July, monthly changes in the ad spending market grew by 6.2%. That's the biggest increase, and in fact, the only increase, save for the 2.5% increase blip in May, since July of last year. So even as big ad companies like WPP put out a bit of a caution into their earnings report as they did a couple of weeks ago, the U.S. Ad Market Tracker now seems to indicate that the remainder of 2023, well, we might see some more gains or certainly less decreases than we've seen in the past months. Digital media seems to be the big winner here in digital advertising because the traditional media is, well, down. I mean, just 6 months ago, January of 2023, the split between digital and traditional media, according to this research, was about 50-50. 7 months later, here we are, July of 2023, and digital media enjoys a 67% share of the media pie as opposed to 33% for traditional media. So here we are in digital. What's our take at CMI? Well, I have learned that trying to predict where marketing spend is going is a little like when you're standing on a boat in turbulent water and trying to eat your lunch. It's a tough balancing act at best. You're liable to end up with much of your lunch on your chest, and if you try and do this for too long, you're going to get sick. Yeah, when WPP lowered their guidance a few weeks ago during their earnings call, it's really important to note that WPP said that tech company marketing makes up about 18% of their company's business. It's no wonder they're feeling a bit squeamish about the market. These days, just generally, we tend to overweight our feelings on the whole economy with how technology and the media sectors are doing because, well, how popular they are. So it's easy to see why everybody's been a little bit uncomfortable this summer. The tech sector is going through a fairly large correction, and media, as we all know, has its own challenges at the moment, the strikes, the ongoing disruption of the advertising model, and so much else. And certainly our relationship with the technology sector with the disruption of AI has put things into a complete chaotic mess. So for example, I talked to somebody in the travel industry and they're feeling really good right about now, more bullish than ever, citing the huge growth in leisure travel that's happened over the last 12 months. And they're like, recession? What recession? One of the most cool ways that I've found in looking at the growth of marketing or our opportunities for growth is trying to read all the tea leaves of the various, well, I call them general leading indicators of business growth. And so that's a fancy way of saying basically there's a few categories of things that I look at when I generally try and see if I'm feeling bullish or bearish. There's more than this, but just to give you a couple of examples. One, business travel. It's been slow to come back, but according to some recent reports from the Global Business Travel Association, that comeback back to pre-2019 levels is coming back faster than expected. So we are starting to travel again for business. Ad spending, which we just noted, saw an unexpected uptick in July. And as we move toward the end of the year, I think we'll start to see continued growth there back to some normalcy. Then marketing job growth. This is the category that's been really hard to read as AI has disrupted things. And this category is really hard to pin down right now with the tech sector being where it is. But the data points, as we look at them here on some of the research, they all point to good, I guess. Not a lot of companies with headcount to go around right now, though, as far as I can see. So with 2 out of the 3 of those feeling pretty bullish at the moment, I'm cautiously optimistic about where we're headed for the fourth quarter here as we enter September. And I feel like 2024 is going to be even better. There's a lot that can get in the way, of course, political, economic, technological disruptions, and that could cause a whole lot of, well, again, technical term here, ickiness. But as we kick off September, I'd like to think that we've got, coming back to my boat metaphor, some smoother waters ahead. But what do you think? It's September 1st. How are you feeling about marketing in your business and the way to finish 2023 strong? Let me know, won't you? And until next time, well, remember, it's your story to tell. Don't let anybody tell you it's going to have a bad ending. You tell it well. I'll see you next week.